5'5", and a freshman out of Warren High School, 13, Abigail Morales. At 5'2", and a sophomore out of Narbonne, number 14, Jasmine Ortiz. At 5'1", and a freshman out of Anaheim, number 15, Miriam Guño Alvarez. At 5'7", and a freshman out of Redondo Union High School, number 20, Celine Garrick. At 5'6", and a freshman out of Fountain Valley, number 22, Samantha Armenta. At 5'5", and a freshman out of Brea Olinda, 24, Chloe Imperiali. And the keeper tonight for the Chargers at 5'10", and a sophomore to Ceres, 0, Siriana Godinho. And the rest of the Chargers and the coaching staff.
Welcome to Community College Soccer here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Well, we're in round 3 of the playoffs, and two of the best teams in California, maybe the best in Southern California, are matching up tonight against each other, and that's Cypress College against the Bobcats of Saddleback College. This should be an exciting game between both these teams, and when you look at the goalies for tonight, when you look at Gudino in the goal for Cypress, goals against 0.53, save percentage of .824, which is amazing, but you flip it over and you look at Jamie Lynn Clark in goal for the Bobcats, 0.34, and save percentage, .889. So it's one of those games that if somebody can sneak it through and get that 1-0 lead, that could be all that they might need here tonight. Presley Dillon was the one that started it off for Cypress this last weekend, and then Munoz came in with that security goal. For Saddleback, well, I think everybody and their sister scored last week against the Corsairs of Santa Monica. They couldn't stop anybody, and so Saddleback, which is a team that can just pick at you all night long, and next thing you know, you're down 5-0, that could happen tonight. So we'll see what happens when we look at the starting lineups. Gudino, Dillon, Gutierrez, Duarte, Villalobos, Morales, Ortiz, Alvarez, Garrick, Armenta, and Imperiale will be there for the Cypress Chargers. For the Bobcats, Kylie Boo be out there, Riley Lacey, Campos, Livingstone, Green, Villas. So back to the lineups. Sammy Villasenor, who was on the air with us last night at the men's basketball game. Corey Nealon, my partner, ended up bringing her up. We had a great interview about this team. Zoe Chung will be a midfielder. Elisa Sims, De La Guerra, Yaya, as everybody calls her here on campus. Summer Hackett and Jamie Lynn Clark will be the goaltender for this Bobcat team. Nice turnout. Crowd on both sides of the field. People out here to see soccer. That's right, community college soccer. Some of the best players in California that will be playing at the next level. When I talked to Sammy last night, I asked her point blank, next level for you in soccer? She smiled at me and said, yep, I'm playing at the next level. And that's what you're seeing here tonight. When people turn around and watch some of these teams play in the NCAA, realize many of these student athletes come from the community colleges, and there are probably a few coaches sitting in the stands right now here at Bobcat Field looking to see if they've got a new forward, a new midfielder, or a couple defenders out there for them. The one thing they will find are two excellent goalies for both these teams here on Sportsnet, USA.net. As the Bobcats come on the field, and I talked to the Bobcats the other night, and I said, you know, it feels like you have 5 midfielders out there all time. And I said, you usually have 2 forwards, 5 midfielders. The coaches smiled at me when I said that to him today. So the lineup, the way it looks at now, they've got a 2-2-1-5. That will change as the game goes on. Cypress with more of a defense setup as we take off. And the ball will be out in favor of a throw-in for the Bobcats. Hackett will take the throw-in. Hackett looks to go down low. Taken out of there by Dillon. Dillon trying to control it. Little control problem there. Dillon can't handle it, and that's taken by Kalibo, who finally gets it down. The ball will go out, be in favor of a throw-in for Cypress. You'll watch Presley Dillon handle a great deal of the throw-ins for the Chargers. She has an excellent way of throwing in the ball when she gets it out there. Villalobos to put on her foot. Taken down. There'll be a foul. A little physicality. So we get a foul called right at about midfield. Ball will come back out to the Bobcats. Brianna Rodriguez is on the field. So a little change up quickly as Rodriguez fakes the kick and then drops it off. Take it away. Dillon on a breakaway on her own. Trying to get tracked down. We get a foul right at midfield. So Cypress comes up quickly. Presley Dillon was the big scorer for Cypress in their last victory last weekend. She started it off in the second half when it was 0-0 in the first half. Ortiz puts a foot on it. Dillon takes it back. Lots of time. Settle down. Goes out, goes back to Cypress. Throw-in past Dillon. Dillon can't control it because the Hackett tried to get in there. Dillon again throws it in. Tried to get it back to Dillon. Kylie comes up, makes a nice little stop there. The ball gets turned over to the Bobcats quickly. Bobcats on the far side of the field. Keep it in play. Cypress takes control. Looking for the middle of the field. Puts it out there to Abigail Morales. Morales taps it over. Stays with Cypress on the far side. So Cypress starts off as the aggressors in this game tonight. Just started off with the 41-minute mark in this first half. Damp, cool night here at Saddleback College. Deep throw in almost made the box. It'll go out. We'll get a corner for Cypress. So first corner of the game goes to Cypress. We'll see if Cypress can do something. We'll see how the counter goes up and how these teams light up. Cypress brings everybody across midfield. Sole defender standing at the 30-yard line. Gudino out of the box at about the 26. Comes in, header, will become a goal kick. So taken there by Jamie Lynn Clark. Clark puts a lot of spin on it. Stays with the Bobcats. Saw an illegal throw-in last week as Hackett had it on her foot. The captain of the team, Sammy, has it taken off her toe. Villasenor. Cypress puts it into no man's land. Easy save over there for the defenders. Cypress trying to open up the field in the middle so you watch him. And I asked him last night, I asked Sammy, are you a right-footed team, a left-footed team? She likes to think that their power comes from both sides of the field. As a little trickler goes into the box. And Jamie Lynn just picks it up. No real threat against her. She puts the seed down the middle of the field. So consistency by both of these teams trying to find a way. Livingstone tried to trap in the middle field, couldn't do it. Comes to Kylie. Kylie's going to take it down. Defense going over there against Regoza. Goes off Armenta, so it's a throw-in for the Bobcats. Ashley Sims handling the throw-in. So she's got the throw-in for the Bobcats. See if she can get it all the way to the box. A lot of arc on it. Tries to get it to the box. And on the far side of the field, Abigail Morales trying to get it up the field. Morales couldn't do that. Has to drop it back. It's going to go deep. And Godino just quickly grabs that one. Both of these goaltenders are amazing on the field. Godino, big leg, gets the hop on that artificial turf. Morales gets it on the outside, goes back to the middle, tries to find someone. No one there. Back to Morales. Morales tries to make a move, goes back to the outside, looking for somebody open, goes out. It will belong to the Bobcats on the far side of the field. 37 minutes left in this first half. Nobody's been close to the goalies. It's been a cool evening for them. No reason to feel threatened in any way. And again, we come up the near side of the field on a miss opportunity right there. Summer Hackett tries to get a foot on it and goes down quickly. And then the throw-in by Armenta wasn't good, so it should be the throw-in. It should go back to the Bobcats. And that's exactly what they're going to do. So Armenta had a bad throw-in. Now Alyssa Sims has got the throw-in. So far, the throw-ins have not been crisp or smooth for either one of these teams. Armenta comes over, puts a foot on it. That'll be another throw-in for the Bobcats. And you can see where balls get away here on the football field. So the young women, you know, they've got to go track it down. The clock continues to run when they do that. Sims has got the throw-in. Again, this has been twice. Sims is coming in from here. Going to try and drop it in the box and get it close. She throws an arcer right in the middle, and Gudino cannot handle it. When off her gloves, it will be a corner for the Bobcats. 35-27 to go here in the first half. And so the first corner kick for the Bobcats. Chargers have had a couple. Zoe Chung will take the corner for the Bobcats. A little low one down in, kicked out. Stays as a corner for the Bobcats. Chung went with a low scooter on the grass. This time, let's see if she does. As everybody comes outside the box for the Bobcats. Now they break. So we'll see if she goes back. This time she floats it to the back corner. Gudino goes up and gets it. So she went for the back post, hoping somebody'd be there. Gudino tracks it down herself and makes a nice little catch. High floater in the middle of the field. Cypress trying to hope they can control the ball. They're going to take it back, try to make the turn. They can't. We're going to get a foul. And really, that was not really anybody. And I could hear a few boos down in the stand. The referees, you know, we talked to them about physicality. They will talk to their linesmen about how they're calling the physicality on the field. So at half, that will be discussed about how tough it is on the field, what they're doing and what they're not doing. Munoz with a nice trap up on her body. Alvarez had it for a second. So we talked about the flow of a basketball game last night here at Saddleback. Haven't seen the flow yet here as Gutierrez got a foot on it, trying to control it. Morales once again tries to take it. It's going to stay with a throw-in for Cypress on the far side. No rhythm in this game so far. And both these teams have played each other that they know what the other team does. They know how the other team counters. That's why you want to look at it. Kylie takes it in the middle of the field, has it taken away from her. Duarte tries to put it back on the foot. Cypress, little toe grab, going deep. Header there by Alvarez. Couldn't do anything with that. Goes to Kylie. Kylie tries to make a break, staying on sides. Cypress tries to make the turn, does it with Livingstone. Livingstone puts it towards the box. Just could not slow it down enough, and Gudino easily controls the shot. I know if you would be looking at live stats or everything else, or if you listen to me, well, to me, a shot on goal has to be a shot on goal with a save. I'm the type of person you probably wouldn't want as an official scorekeeper in this game. Morales turns on the far side, tries to get away from Campos. And Campos stops Morales, so Campos has it with the throw in. Brings it in. 3 Chargers all over that. This time it goes to the Chargers on the far side of the field. Most of the play in midfield. Again, another errant throw-in by the Chargers. And I mean, they're trying to thread the needle on the sidelines. They just have not been able to do it. Morales takes it, flips it over to Gehrig. Gehrig has a get off her foot, tries to go back to Morales. Morales can't handle it, and it'll be a throw-in for the Bobcats. They find a ball quickly, and they start things up. Dillon tried to come in, so Presley Dillon, who's usually back, now is up as a forward. Kylie with a nice little move, goes in the middle of the field, tries to find that open foot. Right in the middle, up, and the top of the goal, just over the top of the goal. She had the upper right-hand corner there. And that's the first true attack by this Bobcat team. Up over the top on the right-hand side. Close shot. Morales puts a little foot in it just to keep him moving down. Big lick by Jamie with the ball. Putting it over. Gudino goes for it. Gudino can't control it. Goes back. And an errant shot on the side of the net. So Gudino has the ball come up. She comes up to grab it, loses it. And all you need to do if you're a Bobcat is settle the ball. Many times you get over anxious, so you settle the ball and then turn and shoot with your off foot. Sitting at 0 with 28 minutes to go in this first half. Get a little shove from behind, so they're going to call a foul. Villalobos got the little push on her. So Villalobos goes down. Dillon's down with her. Down low. Presley to the near side of the field. Villalobos in the middle of the field. Morales to the far side of the field. Kylie in the middle of the field really comes up as a forward for this Bobcat team. Kylie so far this season, 26 points, 10 goals, 6 assists. So this is why she's up in front and an attacker for this Bobcat team. When you look at this Bobcat team, she is one of the leading point getters for this team. The sophomore freshman, there we go, forward, sophomore forward. So it's another corner. That'll be the 4th corner now for the Bobcats. Going to bring everybody up. Hackett comes up. Riley Lacey in the mix. Godino goes up right to her. Godino just pulls it down and sucks the air out of our room by making that save. Everybody thought for a second the attack was going to be there. Morales thought she had it, couldn't get it. Bobcats looking to make a play. Campos thought she was open. So Cypress with Dillon controlling it, middle of the field. Going to go up against Alvarez. Tries to turn. Went for Kylie to turn and just take it, and she does. And a nice steal off her foot, because when she made her spin move, she had 2 feet in front of the defender. She was ready to go. Nice trap off the upper body. Taken there by Duarte. Duarte trying to get it to Morales. Can't get it to Morales on the far side of the field. Bobcats will come back to the near side of the field. There she is, once again, making a nice trap. What a nice feed there by Green. Then the move, shot on goal, and there's the first save of the game, and it's made by Cypress. Kylie was sitting there right in the middle. That ball was put on her foot, and she got a lot of oomph on it. Going again. Godino falls down, but the shot's not even close. So the first shot on goal comes from the Bobcats, saved by Godino with 24 minutes to go in this first half. So we have a substitution. Kayla Perez comes on the field. Imperiale goes to the bench. Two defenders back. Two midfielders for the Bobcats. Hackett tries to get it up, takes it out. So it'll be a throw in by Armenta. Tries to get it to Dillon. Dillon now gets it off her foot. Little tackle down the field. Sammy was there to make the play on Dillon. And then helping out Sammy on that was Summer Hackett, who comes back from the defense. So Hackett will stay with Dillon. Armenta will go to the middle of the field, be down about the 30-yard line. Everybody into the box. Dillon, big throw in. Trying to get it. Ortiz, Jasmine Ortiz has it go off her foot. .22:51. One true shot on goal in this game. Last time the Bobcats had the ball, they went upfield. Couple beautiful passes, gave an opportunity to get after the ball, couldn't do it. Green can't get to that for the Bobcats. Kylie comes to the right, has somebody in front of her. Still everybody's onside. She's going to take it in the middle and was going to try and cross over, try and get it to Campos, who was there. And now the counter by the Hornets. As Villalobos was trying to get free, couldn't get free by Cypress, the Chargers. Stutter step. Kylie takes it back to the middle. Little reset. As they go it over to Sims. Sims. They go back over the middle. Take in there. Go score. Gudino, who just picks it up with 21 minutes left in this first half. Well, the Bobcats have been close. Kylie, once again, this little forward. Watch her in the middle. She's going to come out. Tried to go to the far side of the field on a leading pass. Gets cut off there by the Chargers along the way. But the Bobcats counter. Go back to Kylie Bowe. And they'll reset one more time. Maybe want to bring it over here to Summer Hackett on the far side. Hackett will try and track it down. She's there. Header off of Kylie's forehead. Hackett was there for it. Couldn't get to Hackett, so Hackett just couldn't control it. Ball goes off Dillon. And we get a whistle, and I'm not sure why they stopped it, because Livingstone was making a break and the linesman stopped play. So Livingstone gets it again. They just drop it. She plays on, tries to thread the needle, can't do it. Once again, they try to get it. Morales on the far side of the field trying to make a play. Has two Bobcats after her. And a little too much body, so they're going to give it to the Bobcats, who get the old free kick right about at the 26-yard line here in the football field. Chargers will move back. Morales is deep enough. Bobcats run a set play, give and go. Try to thread it into the box. They can't just quite get it there. They're trying to find that one little play where you just slide the ball through to the person breaking on the goal. They haven't found that the last 3 times they've been down. So it's a little touch pass to one, a give and go to the other one. And what you do is after that touch pass, you head towards the box. And hopefully a defender doesn't go with you. So far, the Charger defenders have cut off the passes with 18 minutes to go. Change outs. So Emma Radazai comes in. So Emma's in the game now. Along with Zoe Chung, who's still out there. Alyssa Mendoza is now in the game, with Summer Hackett to the near side of the field. Summers got it. Takes it to the middle. Controlled. And then taken up and out. And of course, if you're a defender, that's what you need to do in the game of soccer, is take it up and out. When in doubt, you take it away from your goal, and then you take it up the field. You don't take it up the middle, you take it towards the sidelines. And this is something that everybody learns when they start playing soccer. Hey, I don't know what to do with the ball. Take it up and out. Make the other team restart from the sidelines. So the Chargers get the throw in, as when they take it up and out, it goes off the foot of a Bobcat. Tried to get header on the far side, and that's where you play too much body. You grab a little too quick with 16:34 to go. Deep into the box, looking for a rebound. Rebound and fighting for it. Ragoza tried to handle it. Ragoza tries to track it down. She goes against Summer Hackett. Summer Hackett dumps it off to Emma. Emma says, I'll take it up and out. And this is where the Bobcats are so good. They are so deep that they can drop anybody on the field and be competitive. A heel pass, just not quite there. Barson. Arsenega almost had the heel pass. Just didn't quite work for her. Fighting for the ball, going down low, trying to pull it off was Lacey Rustin. Rustin has it taken away for her. Goes over to Hernandez. Hernandez loses it. Now foul from the backside by Ragoza. Ragoza sort of sits there and goes, what did I do? Well, you just sort of grabbed a hold of the player and pulled him backwards. And so it's going to take it down. So we'll see the wall built by the Chargers. We're going to move them back. See who takes the penalty kick. Brianna Rodriguez is down there. See if Rodriguez is going to handle it. If it's not Rodriguez, it could be Kayla, it could be Choli Green. Zoe Chung. In. Campos was the one that handled the kick. And the Chargers just take it up and out. Lacey Rustin puts it back towards the middle. Controlled there by Ragoza. Ragoza takes it to Morales. Morales dances in the middle, looking for somebody to go to. Nice little touch pass over there to Gehrig. Gehrig has it lost, and now comes the break. Big feed down the field, trying to get it to that one person breaking out. Just a little long for the Bobcats. Nice try by Lacey Rustin, who tried to feed it down there. Couldn't do it. Rustin's going to come back. Ball comes down. Rustin waited on it, so they go back in the middle. Go back over to Emma Radazzi. Emma brings it back out. That goes to Hackett. Scrum. Imperiali clears that out for Cypress. Puts it on the foot of Sims. Sims takes it to the far side of the field. Sort of changes things up. Abigail Morales in a foot race, trying to catch up to it, can't. Taken there by Garrick. Garrick doesn't do much with it. Goes, gets trapped, middle of the field. Couple Chargers on the break. Trying to feed the middle, can't get it to the middle. And there was a foul on the play. So with 11:37 to go, well, action in the middle of the field. Action at the goal that's protected by Cypress. No real threats on the Bobcats offensively in this game so far. Christina Santoyo in the game for the Bobcats. So Santoyo comes in the game. Lacey Rustin comes out. So Dillon goes down into the bench for the Bobcats. Villalobos going one-on-one. Has it taken off the foot by Santoyo. And Presley Dillon will throw it in. Can't be controlled there. The Bobcats counter. Big leg. Looking for the far side of the field, trying to get it to Campos. Campos was over there. Goes off the foot. So we're at the 10-minute mark. We'll add a few more goals going on in this game than anybody else thought. Coming onto the field is going to be Abby Grabowski. So Grabowski goes to the far side of the field. Comes in the game. She scored against Santa Monica. Jolie Green comes out. So Grabowski got one of the 6 goals against the Corsairs the last time the Bobcats played up here. 9:18 to go. In the box. Headed out there by Villalobos. Dillon looking to thread. Goes up the middle. Back to Dillon. Give and go. Almost had the break. And beautiful defense by the Bobcats to cut things off. Both these teams sort of feel it. Far side of the field to Morales. Morales comes back in the middle, looking for somebody. Big foot shot just over the top of the bar. So the first time Celine Garrick is the first one that gets close to putting a shot on goal for the Cypress Chargers. Jamie Lynn Clark really hasn't had much to do, the sophomore, with a quiet night so far in the goal for the Bobcats. We're going to get climbing over the back. That's going to be the call there. Somebody went up for a header, climbs over the back of one of the young women for Saddleback. So therefore they'll retain the ball. Lorsung takes it down. So it'll be a throw-in for the Bobcats. Be handled by Sims. Sims has got a great throw-in. She can get it all the way to the box. Big arc, throw in, far corner. Godino can't come up with it. gets undercut by a Bobcat. So it's going to be a goal kick for the Chargers. Lacey Rustin just sort of undercut her. And, of course, Kylie Bowe was down there, too. She's played the entire first half, hasn't come out. Shove in the middle of the back. Going up for the ball was Villalobos. And Villalobos said, well, you know what? I can't get off the ground because somebody's holding on to me. 6:44 to go. A little conversation with the Cypress coaches. And again, you might get one of those, as Imperiale puts a foot into it, where a coach might say, where's the yellow? You like this one, no yellow. Header taken by Duarte. So they're going to call a foul. See where they put the ball at. And then the wall. Jasmine Ortiz will come in for it. So Ortiz will take the kick, about 22 yards out. Kick right there. And of course, that's where Jamie Lynn Clark just steps over and casually grabs it out of the air. On a very heavily kicked ball on that. Rustin goes down. Standing alongside of her is Hackett. So now Hackett will take the ball. Hackett's now going to give it up. Rustin feeds her way down the near sideline. Hackett goes back into the middle. Thump on the ball, Riley Lacey. And you could hear the thump on the ball by her, getting the rotation that goes. Velocity and mass. Heavy foot. If I had the time, I'd work out the theorem for you, and all of you could figure out at home exactly how that works. Has to go with the heaviness, the speed of the foot, the dead big throw in all the way in the middle. Chargers clear it out. Try to go back upfield. Off the face, and a player goes down quickly. And that was accidental, to say the least. Player turns to kick it, another player steps in front, and unfortunately catches it right in the face. So with 3:38 to go, we have an injury timeout on the field. Couple attacks. Saddleback went down hard. Looked like they had a couple shots on goal. The Chargers on the other side have only had one so far in this game. Winner moves on. Loser says, hey, it's been a fun soccer season. As we look at things going on, as we have going down. So realize when the ball spins, there's friction between the ball and the air here when they play soccer, and that depends on the spin of the ball. That's right, you get friction with the air, and as the ball undergoes a top spin or a counterclockwise or a clockwise rotation, it causes the velocity of the air around the ball or the top half of the ball to become less, and the air or the velocity around the bottom of the ball becomes more. This is opposition in air flow, and that's what makes the ball travels as well as it does. So we started our math proposition already here. We'll continue. Don't forget, there'll be a quiz on this at the end of the game. So I hope you're taking notes at home. Got the old guy explaining this to you. So we're back in action. Stop the clock at the 2-minute mark, and time is kept on the field. So far, the Bobcats have beaten the Chargers to open balls on the field. And that's the difference in the attack on this game. Even though we're sitting at 0-0, that's the difference. Presley Dillon throws it in. Brianna Rodriguez tries to track it down. Perioli comes up. Dillon's got it. And Dillon throws it out. So she tries to go down to Duarte, can't get to Duarte, and the ball rolls out. It becomes a goal kick. And Jamie Lynn Clark has got it. Clears it out quickly. Sloppy defense by the Chargers, trying to put just body on ball. Gudino comes over and picks it up. And that's where you've got to ride somebody to the sideline and actually take them out of bounds. Gudino, a high floater. Hasn't gotten the distance. She's gotten the height on it. Punch shot in the middle of the field. Turns up and out. Imperiale watches it. Tries to get saved. What a save there by Kylie Bowe, who comes over thinking the ball is going to go out. She decides, hey, I'll beat you to the ball. I'll save it, which she does. Lacey Rustin comes up. Rustin quickly throws it in. Ball goes back out. So Rustin comes up quickly. The ball is stopped there. And you see the specialist in this game of soccer when you look at individuals that can throw the ball in like Sims. If you watch Alyssa Sims here from the sidelines, watch the arc she puts on the throw in to get the distance on it. Udino's right there, and that's going to take us to the end of the first half. As we come to the end of the first half, it's the Bobcats 0, the Chargers 0, here on Sportsnet USA.net. Well, I made a mistake. I'm standing next to the camera person here for the Bobcats. I said, hey, it was going to be maybe a 3-1 game. He looked at me and said, no, you know what, Mark? It's probably most likely going to be a 1-0 game, so I'll give it to the younger gentleman to my left on picking that one out.
At the intermission, 15-minute break coming back with the second half.
So we'll see what happens when we come back. When we talk about sporting events going on, well, don't forget this coming weekend. We have football tonight, and then we have football this coming Saturday. That's right, the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Fullerton College will take on Mount Sac. That will be at LaBard. That is one of two semifinals here in the southern section on SportsNetUSA.net. And then Cerritos College will take on Long Beach City College, and that is the Western Bowl. I believe it's called the Western Bowl, and that will be at Cerritos College. Cerritos College was one of those schools that had an opportunity to make the playoffs. Ed Ford, you watched a lot of Cerritos College football this season, and there's one thing I can say. Cerritos beats Fullerton early in the season. Everybody sort of thought it was a fluke. As the season went on, they had an opportunity because they played Riverside City College dead even in a game that they looked like they might win that football game. If Cerritos could have beat Riverside, Cerritos would be in the playoffs right now.
Yeah, but then they lost the next week to Mount Sac, so.
Yeah. Well,
But
tough.
that would have given them momentum, and they probably could have prevailed over the Mounties. But, it's just a situation where there's a lot of tough competition out there, and you can't win them all, the old cliche. But they get into the Western State Bowl against Long Beach. So those are kind of two teams that in sports have a lot of rivalry going. They're both in the South Coast Conference. And we'll just see what happens when those teams meet up. Of course, you mentioned Hornets against Mount Sac, 9-1 and 9-1 teams. So we'll see which is the better one. The winner of that game goes on to perhaps host, not perhaps host, go up against Riverside City College unless there's an upset. Now, if there is an upset and Ventura would win, then Fullerton College would be hosting if they beat Mount Sac.
Yeah.
Because it would be the number 2 seed against the number 4 seed.
Exactly. Of course, don't forget we have basketball not far away here on sportsnetusa.net. A little Cypress College basketball coming up.
That's
around the corner.
That is correct. And also, I'm sure we'll have East Los Angeles, the Huskies, on a few times, especially the Ocala Classic women's tournament coming up at the end of December. It's right after Christmas time. I believe it's the 26th, the 27th, and the 28th. And they get teams from Northern California to come down. Last year we had Mission College, and not the Mission College that's in San Diego. It was the Mission College that's in Northern California. So hopefully there will be another turnout of teams for that. And probably this year without any of with a lesser threat of COVID, I should say, we'll probably get more. They probably have a bigger line because, as you remember, Mark, there were some teams that at the last second in the Ocala had to bow out. So we don't think that'll be happening this year. And as Mark said, Saddleback College and East Los Angeles College. So we'll have plenty of basketball action for you. And, of course, both Mark and I are just waiting for softball to start up, and that will start up on January 28th, I believe is the date, a Friday, where Cerritos College will play Imperial College in the second annual SportsNetUSA.net Softball Invitational. And then the next day we have Cerritos going up against Folsom Lake, a team from Northern California that plays out of the Big Eight. They made the regional playoffs last year. Matter of fact, they made the super regionals because they pulled an upset in the regionals, and then in the super regionals they lost to Folsom. I mean, not Folsom. They lost to, I can't even think who they lost to. It'll come to me when it's too late and we're probably driving down the road. Football, Butte. They lost to Butte in softball. So that was, I think that went down to the third and final game on that one. So that'll be a good one. Southwestern's coming up again to play in it. And also we'll have the Orange Coast Pirates. So we'll have one team from the OEC. We'll have one team from the South Coast Conference. We'll have a team from the Pacific Conference. Two teams from the Pacific Conference, and then one from the Big Eight. And then, of course, we're looking forward to the third edition of the tournament. But before we get to that, we'll have a lot of softball for you and some baseball. We'll have Cerritos College softball, Cypress College softball, and who knows, maybe we'll have some Saddleback softball also. At one point, they were about to play in our tournament, but that didn't work out. And we wish it would have been. So it would have been great to have the Bobcats as part of that. So that's what's coming up with us. But we have some soccer to finish up tonight. And Mark, we have the number 3 seeded team against the number 6 seeded team, and you know this game a lot better than I do, but it seems to me that Saddleback was, the more the aggressor, the ball was in. They had the ball in the attacking zone more minutes than Cypress did. But I think it's not that they're taking Cypress lightly. I don't think that's the case. But they're going to have to be a lot quicker with their shots, set their shots a lot better, because by the time they get to something where it's 4 or 5 passes, I'm sorry, by then the Chargers are double teaming you and triple teaming and sometimes even quadruple teaming the person that the ball has been passed to. So that's not going to. I don't think they're going to be able to crack the Cypress defense that way.
Well, I think the thing that's sad, too, and it was brought up here, is you got to realize that these two teams have already seen each other a couple times this year. So the way the playoffs worked out, a lot of OEC teams ended up facing OEC teams in the playoffs. And so you have quality teams that are playing somebody for the third time around, and, they know what they do. And it really would have been nicer to see if they maybe would have reseeded. We've talked about that, reseeding every once in a while when it comes to the playoffs, where you take the better teams and let them have an opportunity to meet each other when you finally get into those semifinals or the finals for the state championship, instead of taking teams like this. And then the way I understand it, one of these two teams, if they win tonight, they take on Santiago Canyon, another OEC team. So the OEC team is wiping out the OEC, which is unfair when you really look at the way they were all ranked this season. The OEC had all the power. Like Corey Nalen says, the best conference in California, maybe in the country.
Yeah, you guys do say that a lot.
We do. Yeah, we do. Well, and you know what?
I'll say they're good, but I'm not willing to go that far. But I think there's also the argument where the South Coast Conference is facing the same situation, because in the other side of the bracket, you have all the South Coast Conference teams. You have Mount Sac, you have Rio Hondo, you have Long Beach. They're all cluttered in the other one, except for Orange Coast. OEC team was put in that conference, probably just because, we got to do something with the Pirates here. So they do need to do something about mixing it up a lot better. I don't think the South Coast Conference teams can be happy about playing each other again when they've already seen each other, like you said, twice during the season. So I'm not sure why, what needs to be done. I don't know all the rules of how things are seated, but they need to at least disperse the teams to where you have 3 OEC teams and 3 South Coast Conference teams in one side of the bracket, and you have 3 and 3 in the other side. So we don't have the thing where, as you're saying, we're one side of the bracket is the OEC elimination, and the other side of the bracket is the South Coast Conference elimination. That makes no sense.
Yeah, well, and when you bring that up, you talk about the Cerritos men and the Mount Sac men, 2 and 3 in the nation. The only team that's better than them is the team out of Texas. And yet 2 and 3 are going to play each other in the elimination, not in the semifinals or the finals. And unfortunately, I sort of agree with Corey, too. Take the Southern California teams, take half of those teams, match them against Northern California teams, do a bracket North versus South, do a bracket North versus South. Hey, if the South or the North end up dominating the final, then that's the way it is, Instead of saying, okay, let's have all the Southern teams knock each other off, all the Northern teams knock each other off. Okay, let's hope that there's a balance of power there. Right now in the Southern section, 2 of the top teams in the men's section in the United States come from that Southern section. One of them may not get a chance to play for the championship.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense where you have that going on. And the Cerritos men's team is just a powerhouse. I mean, you look back at what they have done and what they're doing. I mean, Cerritos College The men have won the state championship. Is it 7 times? I think it might be 7 times, and they won it 5 years in a row. I mean, we used to talk about how vaunted the Santa Ana College Dons men's soccer program was, but doesn't come close to what Cerritos has done.
Yeah, and let's give it. They had a down year this year, the women for Cerritos, but Cerritos women have been perennial champions also.
Yes.
In the game of soccer. And just like the ladies from Cypress, I mean, last year they lost to Hartnell for the championship. So, you know, Cypress has been there the last couple of years too. And
yeah.
of course, Saddleback is a powerhouse every year when it comes to soccer.
And we can't forget, you can't mention women's soccer in the CCCAA without talking about Santiago Canyon, because they have won the state championship 3 times, and they're not that old of a school, and they've won it 3 times, 2 consecutive victories for them. So they're also always the big player in the South Coast, in the OEC when it comes to women's soccer. So we'll see what happens in the second half. No score, and we certainly don't want a double overtime 0-0 tie here.
Well, let's put it this way. You know, that means when I pass the international date line, I'll be back to tomorrow.
Yeah.
That means I got to do this game again, right?
I mean, if it's going to go that far, you know, we're going to need some hot coffee up here.
Yeah, that's true. You know, one of the things they talk about soccer, and I agree, the NCAA does a little bit different than the community college does. They do a 10-minute overtime, and then they go to a shootout. I know one of our colleagues said, hey, as far as I'm concerned, if the game ends up, and let's say it's this game, if this game were to end up at 0, there would just be a shootout. There would not be any overtime because nobody scored. His attitude would be go straight to the shootout. Don't have an overtime period. And again, that just makes it a little more exciting for the fans and the players.
Yeah, I think if you did have where it's 0-0, that could be something to look into. I know if you looked at the first round of the playoffs, there were a lot of, I think there were, 3 0-0 games. I mean, you need to do something to, if 2 teams play for 90 minutes and nobody can score, you don't need another half an hour tacked onto that to see them not score.
Yeah,
and then,
exactly.
Have to go to penalty kicks. So if they can't score in 90 minutes, either team, then let's go straight to the penalty kicks and move on from there.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the playoffs. It's not, a regular season game. The playoffs should be somewhat different.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ed, and I think you need to pick up the pace on doing something like that. And again, I'm going to say it's going to bring more enjoyment to the fans because, when you watch soccer, if you watch World Cup today, there are very few teams that are going to be like France. But those are all the best players in the world playing for their countries. So the excitement alone. When you get here on the community college level, you don't want to sit there and say, okay, let's look at a game that nobody's scoring goals. And so when that comes down to it, let's go to the, penalty kicks. If we're sitting at 0 at the end of 90, line them up. Let's make it exciting and see what happens here on SportsNetUSA.net.
Yeah, especially with these 2 teams both having very outstanding goalies. So that would be more excitement for the game.
Yeah, and I mean, really, these are 2 of the best goalies in Southern California when you look at them. I already talked about Jamie Lynn, who has a goal against of 0.34. That's just going to drop as things go over. And then Godino, who nobody really talks about except us when we're doing a Cypress game, you look at her 0.53 Both these young women have save averages over 800. That's just unspeakable in the game of soccer. And, we'll see what happens as this next half starts, as both these teams are warming up. And, of course, you got to like the Saddleback program. Tell you what, the amount of young women they get out here to play this game says a lot about their coaching staff. It says a lot about the college. These are student athletes, and the programs down here at Saddleback, and I'll do my little spiel for Saddleback. If you're somebody out there, stop by the college, look at the new facilities, figure out what maybe you'd like to do. I mean, they've got cinema, they've got television, they got theater, they've got science classes. Hey, they got the basic home ec class. It's a place to come. It's a place to maybe find a new career. And it's a place where all the educators truly care about those students who walk on campus. So next time you're down in this area, swing by Saddleback College, look at what they're doing to the campus, and then go look at the classes. Knock on somebody's door and say, hey, can I sit in here and watch your class? Maybe you'll discover a new area that you never thought about before, and it all starts on the community college level. So everybody back on the field. Cypress first. See a lot of the same faces on the field. Gehrig is out there along with Gutierrez, Ortiz, Dillon, Villalobos, and of course Abigail Morales. Yaya De La Guerra is out there. Didn't say Yaya's name a lot in that first half. Talented young player. We watch her against Abigail Morales. That'll be a great one-on-one battle just themselves. Riley Lacey still out on the field. Along with, of course, Sammy Villasenor out there. So we have a common foul called. Bring the ball back. Bobcats going right to left on your computer screen. Cypress in all white. Bobcats maroon and gold. Winner moves on to the next round of the playoffs. Loser smiles at each other and says, it was a fun season, time for Thanksgiving. Beautiful up and out by the Bobcats. Villalobos on the far side of the field has a knocked off her foot. Great turnout on both sides of the field. Fans out in the stands. Underneath this, it is packed. Here's the break. So we cleared out. Stopped from behind. They really had, the Bobcats had momentum going. And then all of a sudden, it just seemed to stop. As Lacey Rustin has it stopped, taken away from her. Summer Hacken on the far side of the field, puts a leg into it, tries to take it in the middle. Up in the air, header towards the back. Gehrig Tries to clear it out. Imperiale takes it up. Makes a move, goes down, and we're going to get a foul as Imperiale took it by herself. So a nice run by her. Same group should be on the field for both these teams. I'll get all the players for you in a second. Deep kick, far side. Easy play there by Jamie Lynn Clark. Jamie Lynn has been just stalwart out there. Jolie Green, shoulder and shoulder. Thrown by Zoe Chung. Chung gets it over to Villasenor. Nice move there by Yaya, as Yaya has it come off her foot. Spin move by Yaya. 3-on-1 gets taken away. Yaya De Luera. Elizabeth is her name. Everybody calls her Yaya. Carissa Raygoza now comes on the field for the Chargers. Yaya takes it again, a little header. Yaya oversteps a tackle to the far side. It's kicked out. Should be a corner for the Bobcats. So Yaya does a little cha-cha and gets things going in the right direction. Sims has it come off her foot. Kicks to the far side. Gudino reaches into no man's land and comes home with the ball. Stretches the length of silly putty and comes away with a save. What a play by the goalie from Cypress. Morales turns, tries to get upfield. Can't. Picked up there by Perez. Perez takes it in the middle. Dillon over to Villalobos. Dillon tries to stop it again. Going to the middle. So Yaya comes up, doesn't handle the throw-in, but she makes the play so that the ball goes back to the Bobcats. Just by using her feet, getting in the way. Livingstone. Can't move it. Over to Lacey. Lacey gets a clear thing. Here comes the counter. Two-on-one, taken away over there by Ortiz. Jasmine Ortiz waited and played her play and then goes down a little shoulder. So the counter by the Bobcats looked like it was going to work. Jasmine Ortiz steps in front of it, makes sure that she keeps body in front of ball and goal. And in doing so, doesn't allow the Bobcats to turn towards to take a shot on the goal. Gudino made a Stretch Armstrong move to keep this game at 0-0. Yaya for the near side. Looks to go back over. Kicked out gently there by Ortiz. Gets it to Raygoza. Raygoza over to Rodriguez. Taken away. Yaya goes through it, saves it on a nice little toe kick to keep it in. And in doing so, gets it over to her teammate, Green. Green shot, Gudino down on her knees on the near post. 2 excellent saves by the big goalie from Cypress College. The heat is on. And the stove has been turned up by the Bobcats. (36-42). Well, the action has been down there, and if it's not for 2 fantastic saves, it's 2-0 Saddleback. But because of Godino, it's still sitting here at 0-0. Crowd fired up, offense fired up. Everybody on sportsnetusa.net fired up. Zoe Chung takes it to the far side, looking to get it to somebody that can make a turn. They're going to give that over to Cypress. Too much body, not enough ball on that one. Jamie Lynn Clark hasn't had to make the saves that Godino has made in this game. And of course, I was talking to Sammy last night. I said, I know the goalie gets all the love or all the hate in the game. Give up 2 goals, you lose 2-1. It was like the goalie should have made that save. But when Sammy was talking to me about this Bobcat team, it is a team out here on this field. And they have shown that tonight. Nice move by Perez. Perez gets it over to Morales. Abigail has it stolen away from her. Here comes the counterattack one more time. Morales can't take it away. Trying to be stopped right there was Ortiz. And we're going to get a foul. Yellow card. And we'll see if it's, where's he going to call the foul at? So a yellow card was shown. When you see where the referee places the ball. And then we'll see if Zoe takes it. She's over there. So they're going to place it at the 20. Wall knocks it down, and if Cypress could have turned around and fed that out, Morales was on a break and thought the ball was there. So the wall was there. The ball was kicked low by the Bobcats, and it never got past the wall. Good opportunity for Saddleback. Saddleback had a chance and couldn't float it up over the wall. We're at the 32-minute mark. Well, the offense has been down on the far side of the field. And the Bobcats have had everything going in their favor. Once again, they turn Look, kick, Godino. Third save in this second half by Godino. Lumber has been thrown her direction, and she's built a small little cabin right in front of the goal to make sure nobody can score. Morales trying to shield with her body. Be a throw-in for Cypress. Yaya's down there playing excellent on this near side of the field. Sammy Villasenor always showing herself on this team. Lacey up, looking for it. Ball never gets to her. Morales can't pull it off. Villalobos couldn't handle it. Taking just that little catch off the ankle and then just putting it out just to slow things down is what Kayla Perez does for this Cypress team. Throw in taken by Livingstone. Far side of the field. Turning. They put it on the middle of the field. Take in there and trying to have somebody trail, but nobody's trailing on the play for Cypress. Therefore, you take the ball down and it goes into no place. No shot on goal, out, and a goal kick. So a great break by the Chargers, but you've got to have players trailing on the play if you're going to lay it out there. And nobody was there to pick it up on the shot. Substitutions coming in for Cypress. Armenta back in the game. Along with Armenta is going to be Miriam Alvarez. Miriam had the second goal in the game this last week at Cypress. I asked the coach because it was her first goal of the season and said, you know, Coach, what do you expect? He goes, no, Miriam's that good. So Miriam's out there right now, but this Bobcat offense has been smothering. They've been close. If it hasn't been for the quick hands and the ability of flexibility, the Bobcats would have this lead. .28 minutes to go. Sitting at 0. You feel like if somebody can sneak in 1, that could be the magic number. Presley Dillon tried to, little ankle, hits ankle. Player down for Cypress, that's Garrick. Laid out on Yaya's foot. Yaya loses it. Back up the middle. Trapped there. Big foot. Onsides is Cypress. Can't get the proper header to help move the ball down, and that was Ray Goza. Couldn't do it. And now we're going to get timeout on the field because of a player down on the field. And I think that's Celine Garrick, who comes limping off. So Garrick comes off. Villalobos goes back on. Well, Yaya here on the near side of the field has been explosive for this team. Presley Dillon gets the steal. puts it in the middle of the field. Morales there. Dropped off to Villalobos. Villalobos has it off the foot and goes out. Well, if you're a Cypress fan across the way, you sort of feel like momentum has gone from left to right on the screen right now. Dylan gets moved up from the defensive position. Jamie Lynn Clark directing traffic. Dylan just tried a jump shot that got nowhere next to the basket. Well, that's the best way to look at that throw in. Got to keep it on the field. Jamie Lynn hooks it over there to Campos. Campos drops it in the middle. An overstep play. Yaya has it fed to her perfectly. Stop. It's a stop and go. Has defenders on her. Tries to get in the middle. Here comes the third defender. She gets bodied out, and ball is up there. Dylan will try and track it down. Can't track it down. Missed there by Hernandez, who couldn't do much with it. All the way across the field to Livingstone for the Bobcats. Comes off. She's got it again on a rebound. Takes it to the middle. Chung tries to control it. Can't do that. Goes over to Taylor Stacy. Now back up. Dylan against Yaya. Yaya has it. Gives it off to Campos. Campos back to Yaya. Over to Campos. Campos is going to take in the middle. Drop it back, slow things down, let's restart things. Over to Lacey. Lacey takes it back up. Intercepted there. Tries to get it, reverse the momentum as it goes to the Bobcats. And that's Livingstone once again trying to handle it. Ortiz has no problem holding on to it. So Ortiz slowly comes upfield, tries to go deep the far side of the field. Goes out. It will be throw-in for the Chargers. 24 minutes. It's like Corey and Mark sitting at a luncheon table. Neither one of them have any money in their wallets. That's right, 0-0. Duarte and Garrick come into the game. Bigfoot. Jamie Lynn Clark takes that one easily. Jamie Lynn gets it out the midfield. Header there by Garrick. Jamie Lynn just says, thank you. Make him easy on me. They have been so far. We're down to 23 minutes in this game. Jamie Lynn trying to free up somebody. Santoyo kicks it down. Gudino goes down and gets it. Little shove in the back there. So it'll stay with the Chargers. And it's not from lack of offense that there's no score. It's because the goaltending and the defense has been superb for both these teams, is why we have no score in this game. So it'll be a goal kick for the Bobcats. Some people may say, well, wait a minute, why can't they get it in there? If you watch where the defenders watch the alleys on a pass, they will cut off the alley and be there. They will get their body in front of somebody. They will force an offensive player to go wide when they're attacking. So you watch both these teams try to take the ball back into the middle. When they do, then you watch the defenders, like in this case, take the ball up and out, make them restart, and then they will find somebody to cover. That's exactly what Lacey did defensively for the Bobcats. Right position at the right time, in the right alley. We're going to get an inadvertent handball. Deep kick in the box, off a leg, cleared out, over to Rustin. Rustin takes it up. It's a foot race to the far side of the field. Gudino gets a timing step, puts a foot into it. Morales on the far side of the field, comes back in the middle, and there where we go. There's the defense of cutting somebody off and forcing them wide. They need to bring it back to the middle. Trying to do so, they lose control. Zero, 20 minutes to go. Ed Ford, the old guy. Well, no, I should say Ed Ford and the old guy, which is me, bringing the game here on SportsNetUSA.net. Everybody will think, wait a minute, Mark's calling Ed Ford the old guy? Livingston. Back into the game. Santoyo out. Sammy out of the game right now. See when she comes back in along with Choli Green. So Villasenor, the captain, on the sideline right now. Getting a little breather. She's ready to go. Taken there by Campos. Sidesteps, brings it back in the middle. Two defenders against her, take it away. It's a break by the Chargers. Let's see, try to go to Dillon. Dillon's trying to make the foot race, can't do it. As Jamie Lynn Clark comes out to take away from Dillon. Collision in midfield. You're going to call that a favor. Quick start for the Bobcats. Going back to the middle, headed out, tracked down by Livingstone. Try to take in the middle of the field, gets it to Campos. Campos can't do it. Dillon dances with her. Take it away there, trying to have somebody get it. Ordazai couldn't handle it. Dillon traps it, loses it. Nice play made there by Riley Lacey to take it away. So the Bobcats being the team that are being the defenders. Every Campos does that. Then down on her knees goes Alexa. So Alexa at the 50 goes down. They'll get the ball back there with 17 minutes remaining in this second half. 0-0. So we've got 3 warming up on the sidelines. Grabowski's getting ready to come back in, along with Villasenor. And Green. Yaya goes after it, and it comes out deep on this side of the field. Flipped into Yaya. We're going to get substitutions. So Grabowski comes in, Sammy comes back in, and Green comes back in for the Bobcats. Campos with the throw in. Kicked out. See if it's a corner. If it is, Livingstone will take it. (16 minutes). Under 16 minutes. It's a throw in, not a corner. Short throw in. And that was a lot of grabbing and clutching going on in the box when the ball got thrown in there. You just sort of hooked that free arm. Grab the old chicken wing and don't let go. Where you look and wait, this is the one time that you want to make sure you know where everybody's at on the field. You can't lose your footing. You can't lose the ball. You need to be able to get it up the field and away from your opponents. Bobcats looking to make a move. (14 minutes to go in this second half. Drilled, header out there, perfect position. If you can get the break for either one of these teams, they just want to free up a person just for a second. They can find somebody to free up. Could be that decisive goal, yet you watch the way. I tell you what, the defense by both these teams is picture perfect when you play the game of soccer. Grabowski trying to get something going. She had a goal last game for this Bobcat team. Green quickly gets it in, takes it towards the middle. Grabowski was there. Grabowski, the 2 times I've watched her play, is a physical soccer player. You watch her play, she loves to get body into someone and then hopefully just knock them off kilter just a little so you can get the shot. So this is where if you're a Cypress fan, you say, well, maybe a dive. If you're a Bobcat fan, you say too much physical play. If you're the referee, you point a finger and say, okay, we're going to put the ball right here. So it's going to be just outside the red. We're going to put it right at the checkered line. This is a short. Guys, this is where I call this a short corner. Somebody should break in the middle. Goes up, goal! And it was a short corner. And I didn't get who scored. But it was a short corner, far side, header in. And the Bobcats are up 1-0 with 11 minutes to go. And if you watch the way it's been beautiful defense, I mean, that's for anybody who loves the game, that was a perfect shot coming across the base of the goal, header that gets it in, a bang bang shot that Godino could do nothing with. And now it's tick, tick, tick.
Saddleback's goal scored by Kylie Liu. That is
So we can take a look at that goal. Here it is with the replay. Far side, what a header. Drops it right on top of her teammate, and all you do is flick it with the front end of that head and drive it home. There was no way Godino could make a save on that. Now we'll see if Cypress starts moving up their defenders, because at this stage of the game, they have to get one. We're under 10 minutes to go in this second half. Not a mistake, not a miscue by anybody, a beautifully executed offensive play by the Bobcats. And you just watch Cypress just slowing things down. Clock is ticking. They're down by 1. Everybody getting moved upfield for Cypress at this stage of the game. Grabowski with a big hitter takes it to the middle. Stopped. We've got a player down, back up. Piriali went down, she's back up for Cypress. So stop it again, started at the 50, 8:28 to go. The Bobcats get on the board. 8 minutes away from moving to the next round and against Santiago Canyon. Grabowski tracks it down, turns it up. Into the game comes Gehrig along with Duarte. Out comes Dillon. Well, I thought Gehrig was coming into the game. She's standing there, but I guess not. So just Duarte came in the game. Dillon comes out. Into the game comes Rustin. A lot of body by Campos, but you like the fact she goes up and attacks. So Campos makes a move. Deep in the box. Short of the box by Fullerton. Can't get there. Abigail Morales gets knocked off the ball, and they're going to call that here at the 15. So, ball is about at the 14. You're going to walk the wall back. The wall will be set up about at the 5. Big kick, high, off the goal. In. No. Just off. I thought it was in. It went up and over. Thank goodness I have my spotters behind me here. Jamie Lynn Clark makes the play to take it over the top of the net. Drive, Jamie Lynn Clark goes down, comes back again. That is 2 great saves by Jamie Lynn Clark, back to back, as she punches one over the top of the net. Then a low liner, that sinker ball that came at her. She goes down, gets it, loses it for a second, and drags it back in. Excitement galore in this second half and the last few minutes. Cypress, close. But Jamie Lynn just decides, no, that's why. My goals against are better. 5 minutes to go. Cypress almost sneaks one in. Jamie Lynn says, no, I don't think so. Gets a hand, takes one over the top, then goes down low, takes one off the ground. Back into the game. Kylie Boo. Header goes out. Corner for Fullerton. For Cypress. They've had their opportunities. Dillon comes out for Cypress. The Bobcats have made save after save. Dillon floats it. Goes up. Kicked out. And of course, you can hear the noise of the crowd here, watching a beautifully played soccer game by 2 top OEC teams. Both these teams ranked in the top 10. Jamie Lynn, who's made 2 saves, didn't do much in the first half, really wasn't threatened, and came up with 2 that just, the first one where she just keeps it over the top of the net, that was the one that could have tied it, but the low liner that got hit in her direction that skipped on her was a sensational save on her part. Everybody up for Cypress. Try to go to the far side. Can't do it. Take in the middle. Gonna say it was off the hand, so therefore back to Cypress. A little surprised on that call by the referee. Low liner. Clear down. Not out. We're under 3 minutes. Nothing called. Header there. I thought body over body was going to get called, but it wasn't. Bigfoot down the middle, headed up again. Collision right there with Duarte. And a nice left foot to get it down the field by Kylie. She's been all over the place. I tell you what, every one of these young ladies, Summer Hackett, Jamie Lynn Clark, Yaya De La Guerra, Ashley Sims, Zoe Chung, Sammy Villasenor, Choli Green, Livingstone, Campos, Lacey. They have played fantastic in this game tonight. And of course, you've had other players like Christine Santoya, who's come in, who has been marvelous, to say the least. Ray Goza comes on the field for Cypress. Grabowski out there for the Bobcats. Has had a heck of a game. Lacey Rustin has played well. Arcienega, who was out there, had her hour, her moment that has helped keep this team in play for the next round. So Cypress one more time gets an opportunity. And they bring out their goalie, Godino, who comes up. Ball is out. And they're calling a corner for Cypress. In the middle, trying to get it up. Punched out. Back in the middle. Header off the top of the bar and over. Cypress hits the top post. And it goes over. That close to a tied game with one, who knows, left on the clock. Goes out, stays with Cypress. Boy, Cypress has been so close and has stayed here one more time. Kick taken. Fan shrills. People are going, what? Up and out. Don't know how much time's left on here. Remember, they keep the time on the field. Look at the referee. Sometimes they signal with their hands. Godino comes all the way up. Throw in by Dillon. Has to get it to the goal. She does. Into the box. Hits the ground. Taken there. Grabowski looking to go down the field. Has somebody who's offsides by 1.5 miles, and it was not signaled. Grabowski will go and track it down. And with clock running out, you take the ball, kick it as deep as you can. Dylan's got it. Everybody goes down. One last gasp. It's here, Cypress. It's goal kick. They thought they had a quarter. That's it. The Bobcats come away with a 1-0 victory over the Cypress Chargers in an exciting community college soccer game here on Sportsnet, USA.net. So Saddleback will move on with a 1-0 victory, and they held on tight and give it to Jamie Lynn Clark, who staved off numerous opportunities by Cypress at the end of the game. So Saddleback ends up moving on and will probably take on Santiago Canyon next. So the Bobcats walk away with an exciting 1-0 victory over the Cypress Chargers. Fred Ford for Saddleback College for a wonderful season with the Cypress Chargers. This has been an exciting community college soccer game where the Bobcats get away with a 1-0 victory over Cypress here on Sportsnet, USA.net.